All right. We want to welcome to the program now this morning. Actually, welcome back to the program, Tom Johnston from the Doobie Brothers. Good morning, sir. How are you again?
I am good, Ron. How are you?
Not doing too bad. I don't know if you recall with all the interviews you've been doing lately. You seem to be kind of a publicity machine here in the last probably month, I guess. And that's awesome for all of us Doobie fans. And we've got some more good news for everybody.
Well, yeah. I mean, you want people to know about it before you go out and do something. It's the way you usually run the business, and it's always a pleasure to do them anyway.
Well, you say business. Has this been in your mind since you got started, or at some point along the path? Did it change to become more of a business for you, or has it just been kind of fun what you and Patrick and everybody has been doing all these decades?
Well, I use the term business, at least for what we're referring to as far as touring. It is a business. I mean, it's certainly run like one. You have road managers, and you have production managers, and you have management, and you have all that running the show. From our standpoint, we're just getting on the bus and heading to the next town and playing. So it's kind of like it always has been, except that we didn't use buses back in the beginning. But it really hasn't changed much, and that part of it, even though it is a business, it's a job, but it's something that we love to do. So it's not like you dread it or anything like that. We're lucky to be able to still do it after all this time. We're fortunate that people still want to come out and check it out. But we go out and we love interacting with the crowd. That's what makes this thing worthwhile. That's what makes everything worthwhile. That and occasionally putting out new music, which we'll be doing this year. So it keeps everything fresh, and it makes it worth doing. It's pleasurable.
When you put together some new music, and again, you've been doing this for many decades. We're talking about the Doobie Brothers here. Is it a challenge to try to come up with something new? Do you want to try to change in how you sound, or are you following some tried and true paths?
I don't like to do rubber stamps of what we've done before. To me, you're not growing if you do that. The last album we put out, which was World Gone Crazy, was an example of what I'm talking about. It didn't sound like everything we've always done. But then most of the albums haven't, and more so lately than previously. But the one we're working on now is not an album, it's an EP, and we're co-writing the songs with a guy named John Shanks in L.A., who's a very, very creative guy. He's also a producer. And these songs are going to be different from the norm of what most people might think of as Doobie-type songs. But they'll still have the same voices, they'll still have the same guitar players, they'll still have all that. So you have that in there, you have that in the mix. But I like that. I think that's great, to move in a little bit different direction and still retain who you can't ever change your voice, you can't change your guitar style, that's going to be the same. But the song style being different, to me, is fascinating. I love it.
You guys are going to be out on tour with Santana, and I saw a couple of stops that are going to be here in Northern California coming up at the end of June. It's not the first time you've been on the road or played shows together. Any clue on how many times Santana and the Doobie Brothers have been on the same stages?
Oddly enough, not that much. We did, most of our touring we've done with Carlos has been out of the country, and in fact, most of it has been in Australia. We did, I think it was in 2017, we did 6 dates with him in Australia. And previous year, or 2 years before that, we did a one-off with him in Australia. But in the United States, we haven't hardly ever played with Carlos. And I'm not sure the last time he actually did a tour in the United States. That's why this is a big one for him. He's going to... I think because he hasn't played in the United States touring, he does a residency in Las Vegas probably 2 or 3, 4 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
The actual touring, he seems to do a lot of it outside of the United States. And so this one's going to be quite a big deal.
And it's going to be pretty exciting that you guys be a part of it. Now, will there be any time, have you worked out anything where there'll be a time maybe where you guys will come together, be playing something together on stage during that tour?
I don't know. That's something only Carlos could answer as far as that end of it goes. That would have to be something that he would want to do. He brought up doing something like that when we were down in Australia, but it didn't really come into fruition. And it wasn't a bad thing. It was fine, and we get along great. We were all knowing Carlos. Well, Pat and I have known Carlos for long time.
Yeah,
and We get along great, and it's fun because our band puts out the kind of music we do and the show we do, and it's a good crowd pleaser and gets the crowd involved. And he comes out and has this killer band that's just, all built around percussion and the chord structures that people are familiar with. And Carlos comes out and starts blazing on guitar. It's really quite a show.
Now, you guys are going to be headlining. I think that's the last time we talked here a few weeks back. The Doobie Brothers have your own headline tour dates for 2019 that you're going to be out and about. And you've got kind of the core group of the original members back together for this.
It's basically the same band that's been touring for, God, I don't know, quite a while. I think the latest addition was Bill Payne on keyboards, and that was in 2015. But other than that, everybody's been together for at least 10 years or more.
I got to say, I watched the documentary that was on Showtime or something like that on the Doobie Brothers. Quite interesting, really good. I mean, you guys have been my favorite band since I came up growing up with all of you. What did you think of that production that is out there?
The only one I can think you're referring to might be called Let the Music Play, which is the last documentary this band did. It was pretty good. I think we could do better. It was well done as far as quality and all that sort of thing. And I just think information-wise, I think we're another one of those is in the offing and might be done in this coming year.
Awesome.
I think there's going to be a book coming out this coming year, along with the new music. None of it happening all exactly at the same time, but there's going to be quite a few new things popping out this year.
All right. Well, Tom, it's a pleasure again to talk to you, and I look forward to the next time we get a chance to be in the audience and enjoy the show. You've got the music that you're recording right now, shows on the road with Carlos, and then your own headlining tour. And now I get to look forward to another documentary and also a book. Tom Johnston, don't quit. Keep it going, all right?
You got it. Loving every minute of it.
All right. Thank you very much.